Alright, I figured I'd make a video of my custom Xbox here. Now, totally not a case that you normally see for an Xbox. So we'll boot it off real quick. Jumper settings right here for the system mod. We'll go into a normal boot up of your Xbox. Go to a program called Unleash X, which is a free source program, and then it'll load your basic normal program. Now the cool thing about this Xbox, go to games, all these games right here are all downloaded onto the hard drive. Now, all of them are Xbox games except for Duke Nukem and Doom. They are soft modded programs that are made from DOS. You go to applications, there's upwards of about 77 programs I've used to make this. Emulators are cool. What you do with emulators is, if you can see words NES, Nintendo, PS1, Sega Genesis, and SNES, those are old school game consoles. And we'll just go to 64. It'll boot like a video game. Bring up your basic list of original Nintendo 64 games. I'll say like Legend of Zelda, for instance. Actually, Mario Kart will work because I played that a lot. There's upwards about 40 gigs of Nintendo games in here, from Super Nintendo, regular Nintendo, and all the other consoles you can think of. But instead of playing on a 64 now, you play on Xbox, which is awesome. Alright, set this down for a second. I use both hands to reset. Now, boot back in here. Now to show people that this is a dual boot, you notice your E drive is 993.42 megabytes, which is the Xbox software, and 15,773.38 megabytes is my free space for my hard drive. And then right here you have the motherboard temperature, CPU temperature, and all the other information. Now I turn this off. Come over here, turn it off. Set DSL and change jumpers. DSL stands for Damn Small Linux. It's actually a software. If you're curious about it, go Google it. For while this loads, loads like a normal Unleash X would. Okay, but we'll set that aside. As for this, USBs for mouse, keyboard for the Linux program, floppy drive for a boot, which it is a functional floppy drive in an Xbox. This right here, if you can see it very well, is just a voltage gauge to regulate my fans. Over here is an LED to kick off the blue lights. This verifies the console's on. This is a failure light, so it won't run my system out. This will go out for the rest of the system. Oscillating fan to adjustable fan temperature, and this is the excess fans. So we'll turn this on to see. See how no fans will run back here? See how kind of like spooled down? I click that one excess switch on, and it'll turn on the auxiliary fans. Now, this is my Xbox hard drive. This is my Linux hard drive right here. And there it kind of looks like a mess of wires because it is. But lots of custom graphics. It says it's red ringing, but it's not. It's still running. Now, to do this program, I come down to Applications and go down to the word Linux. It'll take a few seconds. By the way, I've got upwards of about 100 hours invested into this console of building it. And you notice right here on the screen, it gives you several options from CD, FATX, HD2, Etherboot, and then Advanced HD2. It's starting Linux shell. Now the deal with this Linux is instead of having to build the program on my computer and then transfer to my Xbox through thumb drives, CDs, waste of materials, I can just build the program on the Xbox, save it to the hard drive, and then access it from my Xbox. So if I wanted to, let's say, modify a video game or modify a program, I can just do it right through Linux OS. But it's still off my console, and it sits here. And just to prove, one hand's holding the camera, you can see that's moving, but I move this down, and it's a full functioning system. Now I've actually been offered $300 for this console before the Linux, and $400 for it with the Linux installed. It's a very simple console. I don't want to sell it though. Too much time invested into it, and it just looks crazy cool. Now as for the piping, it was supposed to be a water cooling piping, and it was supposed to work as a radiator. I just haven't finished it yet. Don't have time nor the funds. So yeah, I figured I'd share it with everybody on Facebook, the crazy stuff I do with my video games. So, oh yeah, and by the way, all my consoles controllers have been converted to a USB. Very simple, very sleek, and functional. So if I want to do what they call the rapid fire mod, I'm having trouble putting this USB back in. I'll just do it. If I convert it to a dongle, which is this piece right here, and they're technically just a 4-pin USB in there, just a different connector. That's why those are there, and they function. These two are actually hooked to these two plugs right here, spliced in the back. But if you come down here, you'll see on the back of my, well, you can't see it very well, this keyboard is actually my Linux keyboard. You see there's like a funky looking plug there. It's actually a Xbox 360, not 360, original Xbox controller plug. And what that's able to do is I can plug any Xbox controller into this keyboard, while this keyboard is hooked to my Linux, and I can use my controller through the keyboard, so I'm not wasting a port. So yeah, that's my custom console, and it's full functioning. I hardly ever use CD drive. But over here is the wireless router, which has been modified to by itself. Bigger antenna system. And this is just the wire control box for everything. And there's some more copper piping for the water cooling. This is actually linked up to here, and the very bottom corner one is linked down here. It was supposed to be the radiator setup for this. So, hope you guys like it. If you do, comment on my video.